am Red Cyclone! Aria!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to another episode of the It Gets Bananas podcast. I'm your host, Louis Beans, and I'm here with Merc with the mic.
What is going on? What is going on?
Come on, Merc. Scott Steiner starting early. I know there's been a few new things going on. Like I told you last week, they had the open beta. Well, no. If you bought the game Resident Evil Village beta.
Nice.
Of Resident Evil Verse is what it's called, RE-verse.
Oh, okay.
I forgot what it was. It's not for me.
Okay.
Though it is pretty funny. It's a multiplayer shooter where you have like the human characters, and then when you die in the battle, you turn into like a zombie, a different type of zombie, depending on certain factors. It's goofy as hell.
Okay.
I'll just put it that way, bro. It's not something to get like, oh my god, it's gonna change anything. But I saw it and it's goofy as hell, so it's whatever. I think it's free to play.
Okay.
So if it's gonna be a free to play thing, like what the hell? Who cares?
Yeah.
Let them do it. So it's alright. Not really too big and special.
There's a lot of things. I got a few things here.
So go ahead. Yeah, might as well go ahead.
All right. So one of the things that got announced. So Marvel announced that it is saying happy birthday to X-Men being 60 years old this year, and there's a shit ton of X-Men toys coming out this year. So you got the retro box, the retro waves that you have multiple man Wolverine yellow costume. You have Avalanche, Dark Phoenix. There, I think we talked about those. You got a new X-Men wave with Astonishing Cyclops, Astonishing Emma, Crosshair, Kid Omega, Chamber, Fang, and then as a build your own the Blob.
Okay.
He's getting his own deluxe figure. They announced probably like 15 to 20 X-Men figures all coming within the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for those because they have showcased some of them already. There's a con I think in London this weekend, and they've been showing some of the figures out there. So they announced some Power Ranger stuff too. So like Blue Centurion and the Silver Ranger with the motorcycles coming out. I do not like the fucking box. I'm very I don't like the no window box, and it's actually really taking me from not wanting to get them.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a little pricey.
Yeah.
They're going up to like $35. So they did also showed Spider-Man and Carnage 2-pack that's coming out. It's supposed to be part of Spider-Man's VHS style cases. So the X-Men they did the VHS, they're doing cool. Spider-Man as well. That's so they have the Black Suit Spider-Man and Carnage coming out for that.
So that means there'll be a shocker in the wave if they're gonna do Black Suit already.
Yeah. So that's
gotta have Shocker. Who else was in that series?
Shocker, Doc Ock. There's a lot of people. So I would.
You think they Flash Gordon?
Huh?
You think they made Flash Gordon since
Flash
he got beat
Thompson?
up in the beginning? Flash Thompson.
Yeah.
Since he got beat up. That'd be cool, but
he does have a figure. Rebecca, I think, made him
recently.
Flash Gordon, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
But yeah. I think they're doing it little by little. I think the Spider-Man and Carnage is first, and I think they did Venom already. Venom was a Comic-Con exclusive.
Okay.
What else they announced? They announced the 30th anniversary for Power Rangers is coming up, and they're doing a special episode that reunites Adam, Billy, Kat, Zach, Rocky, and a new Trini, which is supposed to be the daughter of Trini, and Ashley are all going to be in the show, and it's going to be one of the special episodes of the new Power Ranger season, the Cosmic Fury.
Did they have the date?
They do not have the date yet, but they just showcased them. They're all at the Pulse convention that they did recently, so they showcased all of them. And Alpha, you see Alpha 5 there too. So if you're interested, check that out. There's well, we got a trailer for Quantumania, Ant-Man Quantumania. It looks pretty good. I'm excited for it. For Ant-Man 3 Quantumania. And you kind of get the first full look of King the Conqueror and like full blue face thing and all, so it looks really cool.
Okay, that's cool.
James Gunn's directing the holiday special for the Guardians of the Galaxy. It actually looks really hilarious because Drac the Destroyer and Mantis is trying to kidnap Kevin Bacon for Star-Lord for his Christmas gift because he's all sad and shit.
Okay,
And
cool.
and that's his favorite actor because the Footloose and dancing and shit. So they Drax and her and trying to kidnap Kevin Bacon. That's pretty much the story.
Scott Steiner is not trying to have it.
Yeah. Scott Steiner's like fuck Kevin Bacon. Oh man, that Popeyes might be your problem. Anyway, other things they announced. I did announce a lot of stuff, so yeah, Ant-Man Quantumania, the trailer's out there. The Guardians Christmas, the trailer's out there for you to check out as well. Marvel announced Marvel's Vision Quest, which is going to be probably like a special series that's coming out sometime in 2023, which is going to be about Vision and Scarlet Witch's quest to get him back, to return him. They do also announce that Tales from the Jedi just came out. I heard very good things about it. It's supposed to be a prequel of Quan Jin's storyline, and I actually heard it was amazing, and actually has a lot of characters from the Knights of the Republic that never showcased on any of the things, so definitely check that out when you get a chance. And yeah, that's all the news right now that I got.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I've been playing Gotham Knights. I'm enjoying it. I can see a lot of people are not enjoying it so much. I am. It's actually a game I can actually play with my nephew that's 10 that is allowed to play this game because it's rated T and not M like GTA. So it's actually pretty fun so far. I've been clearing it out so far. I think I could probably possibly platinum it. It looks like it's possible to do so. I did play online with my nephew for the first time yesterday. It was actually quite fun. It didn't even slow down. It was actually pretty done well, so I didn't have any hiccups or anything like that. So that was a good thing.
Okay, that's good.
I finished Harley's story. I finished Mr. Freeze's story, and I finished Clayface. The one thing I'll say is the boss battles are all very similar to each other. As in the patterns are very similar to each other. So they all have like the same kind of like, yeah, the patterns are very similar. So like they have like a high attack, and then they go around like a rounding attack that you got to run away from, and then they do a big stomp, and then they'll try to grab you, and then they do the same pattern. I think each one had the same thing, but that would be the only thing that was like, oh wow, they actually are kind of the same. But the story actually was pretty interesting. Like Harley was trying to drug the whole city to follow her orders, and pretty much what Harley Quinn really do. Clayface was trying to take over the whole water system of his Clayface of his body in the water system. So basically, he could just become humongous and fucking take over Gotham City. And then the Mr. Freeze was trying to make a mech kind of suit of his shit. Like he reminded me of Raven from fucking Metal Gear Solid. Right now, in my rating, it's like a 7.5.
There was one tournament that I did manage to catch some of the footage. It was Kumite Gaming, and they ran a tournament this weekend, and they had games like it's funny to say it now, but they're considered retro, and that's Ultimate Marvel. That's the older Guilty Gear. I think Rev 2. Okay. They also had Strive. They also had Street Fighter 5. I think they had some older stuff too, like Marvel 2. I saw they have Marvel 2.
Yeah.
So it's cool stuff to see.
Cool.
Just wanted to give a shout out to them. Yeah, because they had them on Twitch, and they were different people. So I probably mentioned them before, Team Spooky,
Yeah.
and they're usually like the main fighting game hub where
Yeah.
they stream a bunch of different tournaments. They were on there as well. So if you want to ever check out just the footage from any of the different fighting game tournaments that goes on, because they started to pick up after the lockdowns eased, so there's a lot more locals now,
Yeah.
which is in person
Okay.
tournaments. You can check them out on Team Spooky's Twitch, and that's Team Spooky on Twitch. Also, the other thing is, shouts to you personally, Mark. I don't know if you've been to their store, but you might want to check it out. It's called Brooklyn Video Games.
I know where it's at. I probably been there like a long time ago, but not recently.
Yeah. I say that because they have a lot of cool like in-person stuff that goes on there. Like almost every week, I've consistently seen they hold like tournaments for retro games and stuff like KOF 98, things of that nature, things older like Third Strike, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They also do new things, but the cool thing to see is the setup is like they have like in-person custom, like you could bring your own stick and stuff. You could bring your own controller.
Oh, sweet.
Like they have it set up where it's the consoles. They also have cabs in there, so they have arcade cabinets if you just want to play that.
Yeah.
But like the way they do their setups is like it's almost as if they have the store part, and then the other half is dedicated to being like a local.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like it's always a tournament in there. The way it's set up.
Yeah, I've seen videos of
really
it. I
cool
just
thing.
haven't been there. I think I know someone that does a lot of the tournaments there.
Yeah, there's you probably know some people who's like, if you've seen people from Chinatown or anything, you ever know from back in the day, they probably go down there and play too. Because remember, there's not that many places in the city anymore. So
Yeah.
it's like that spot, and then there's like Next Level in Queens.
Okay.
It's like the two big. If you play like competitive fighting games, those are the two spots you want to go. But this place has a store, a game store, and so it's like yeah, you don't have to play anything. You just come.
Yeah.
You want to buy something? Buy something, because they have tons of like old stuff. They do demos.
Okay.
For the older games, so you can see they work the store and like that. Like it's a cool ass mom and pop video game store mixed with like a tournament scene. So it's cool.
Nice. That's cool.
And it's in New York, so there you go.
Yes.
Okay, and then that's about it.
All right. So we
That
go
was mostly what
into our comic book theater, and this week's movie is V for Vendetta.
And so one is weird because it's not in year order, because the last movie was said 2006. This one is 2005.
Yeah.
And it's rated R. It's 2 hours and 12 minutes long.
Yeah.
It is. Was it really? So it's weird. It says it was released at the end of the year. That's probably why they have it like that. Because I see it. It's December 11th, 2005.
Yeah.
The movie was directed by James Tige.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that? I don't know how to pronounce that.
Mitige.
He is known for.
Oh shit! You did Ninja Assassin. I like that movie.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Damn, this seems to be the first movie as director he has anything credited here on IMDb.
Yeah.
And that is V. Because after this is Ninja Assassin, The Raven, Survivor. He did the 2 episodes of the show Marco Polo, which I remember. He did 5 episodes of Sins 8, which I remember that.
Okay.
And he did episodes of Messiah. And he worked on the video. Oh, okay. So did you try the Matrix Awakens?
Yeah, I did.
The Unreal Experience. Yeah. So he worked on that.
Oh, cool.
He cinematically directed it.
Cool.
So, okay. I'm interested in when in that when it comes out. I really want to know what that's gonna be.
Yeah.
Because it looks cool. Speaking of The Matrix, the writing credits are Lily Wachowski and Lana Wachowski, which everybody knows as the Wachowskis from The Matrix.
Yes.
Their claim to fame is The Matrix. They did this. What else have they done?
They did the
I don't
movie
know this
Bound, with they wrote Bound. They wrote a lot of stuff. They wrote Jupiter Ascending, Speed Racer.
They wrote Speed Racer. Jesus Christ.
All the Matrix stuff, so Animatrix and everything like that. They did Assassins with Sly Stallone and Antonio Banderas.
They did? Wow. Okay.
And they produced a lot of stuff too.
Did you watch Speed Racer? I need to ask.
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad?
It was okay.
I avoided it like the plague because I said live action anime, I don't want to see it.
It was live action. It was a Hot Wheel car, but Hot Wheel the movie.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it was. The races were
Did the
cool.
car make the sound? Did the car make the bow 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 sound when he hit the springs? Then I don't want to see it because the whole part of Speed Racer is the noises the car makes when he hits the buttons. That's all I'm saying.
But it wasn't bad. I've seen worse, but it wasn't bad. Like the racing scenes and stuff like that were actually pretty
Did anybody blow up? Did
yeah.
anybody blow up?
Yes.
All right. That sounds
And then also the Racer X, so like the first you kind of see his story, and then he blew up, and then he comes back as Racer X. So
not enough Speed Racer for me. I need certain things.
The movie wasn't bad though.
So okay. We don't have to watch that one, right? Because it's not.
No, it's not on our
comic
list.
book, right? Okay. All right. Natalie Portman stars in this movie.
Yes.
As Evie. We have Hugo Weaving as V.
Yes.
We have Stephen Rea as Finch. We have Stephen Fry as Dietrich. We have John Hurt as Adam Sutler. We have Tim Pigott Smith as Creedy. Rupert Graves as Dominic. Roger Allam as Louis Prothero. Who else do we have? Ben Miles as Dasson.
Yeah.
Okay. How many of these people? Nothing to this. I'm trying to see. We have Clive Ashbourne as Guy Fawkes. Is he supposed to be the original?
I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
you got most of the main characters.
I'm just trying to see. We have Billy Cook as Little Glasses Girl. Is that the little girl that gets shot? I'm not sure.
I think so.
I think that's it. That's pretty much it for the major characters.
This is also another Alan Moore story that he hates the movie adaptation of.
Oh, this is one. See, I didn't get to ask the question. I didn't realize it. Okay. So he hates this one. All right, I get it. So this movie, I was confused when I first watched it because I don't think I fully understood what was going on.
Yeah.
But so this is in a future British dystopian society, a shadowy freedom fighter known only by the alias of V plots to overthrow the tyrannical government with the help of a young woman.
Yeah.
That is that. So his character is basically, we find out he's like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Not really Frankenstein. Well, he's kind of like a prisoner that they experiment to, right?
Yeah.
They do give his origin story, quote unquote origin story, because it seems like he was born 400 years before all this happens.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like, so the part where he stays alive for so long, I don't think they explain that part where he stays fresh.
Yeah.
They don't really exactly say how he dies in there.
No, they don't really explain none of that, or they don't really even go to a lot of his stuff. You're kind of just there.
Like, the only thing you get a sense of is this guy is not a normal man.
Yeah.
I assume they want you to believe the power of rage kept him alive when they hung him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, it's just like it doesn't make any sense because the point where there's a lot that goes on in the movie.
Yeah.
There's his character coming up from the depths, almost literally, because you're introduced to this dystopian society, which it almost seems like today is. It seems like if you flip to one of the certain channels that shows news,
Yeah.
it almost sounds like the guys that be talking on there. I'm not gonna say which station because we ain't got time for that.
Fox.
But this movie, I could say 100%.
Yeah.
It's people thought back then it was being a little too melodramatic and over dramatic, trying to serve a message. But if you watch this movie in 2022,
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, why did anybody listen? That's the only thing I can say.
That is true.
The thing watching this movie, I can just say, how did you see people keep telling us what was gonna happen in the future? And then it happens, and you just like, man, nobody listened to nothing they would say.
Nobody listens. That's the big problem. No one listens.
No one listens. Everybody's got
it's a
their own
comic
shit
book.
going
So
on.
what? The comic books be telling the damn truth. Uh-oh, our truth's gonna come out.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, we don't have time for you to sing what's up. No. But it's. I think one of the things I found out after the fact is that a lot of people, again, how we said bros attach themselves to 300, right?
Yeah.
There's certain groups of people that attach themselves to like this movie, and of course when that happens, like a movie can become insufferable because you always see people always reference video, always with the Guy Fawkes mask, right?
Yeah.
But it kind of became the symbol of Anonymous, which that's a whole other can of worms as to whether or not that's a good or bad thing. But it became a symbol of like real life dissidence.
Yeah.
So some people kind of attach themselves to the message, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not all those people, but regardless. But that's kind of the vibe that you see that this movie was going for in general. It was like the entire movie was about freedom fighting. From the guy's death to his rebirth and what have you, till he takes down the evil leader of the new society. Like, it's all about freedom fighters. Like, it's, you literally see the radicalized Natalie Portman's character.
Yeah.
Like, at first, the movie was flowing good for me, and then it hit the point where she got captured, and it's been years. I only saw this movie once.
Yeah.
So I don't remember anything. Maybe except like the fight scene at the end with him throwing the knives and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, so I don't remember that when she's in jail, that was him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they kind of do a good job, but then again, they kind of cheat.
Yeah.
Because if you notice the character that's the shadowy figure that has her is giving the orders.
Yeah.
Did you notice he has a different voice?
Yeah.
And then the day he lets her out, his voice turns back to V's voice.
Yeah.
Which is to say, that was probably a different actor. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, probably.
Regardless of what they want you to believe in the movie, that it was V, they cheated and used somebody else's voice. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. So like, you can't really figure out certain things because the movie hides the truth from you as well.
Okay.
But like, he kidnaps her character and radicalizes her because he puts her through hell, and it's like, so you basically get the gist that that's what happened to him, and that woman that he has a shrine to, right?
Yeah.
So it comes from somewhere, but also like it is what it is. You see him making a freedom fighter, and he radicalized this woman, and what she do now? She gonna blow up the world, or not the world, but like the Parliament building.
Yeah.
And like, it all leads up to that type of huge moment where it's like, well, in the beginning it started off with a bang because his whole thing was, if we can't fight everybody, that's ridiculous. We don't have guns. People just die. And then there's a line in the movie about what happens when protesters go against the people with the guns. Well,
Yeah.
we all know what happens. But he goes, if you destroy the symbols, and that's what he does in the beginning.
Yeah.
Destroys the symbol, and that's when they first meet. He destroys the symbol. So it's the movie has a way of circling back around to itself, which I didn't get the first time. I was like, oh, okay. And then throughout the movie, you start to see the pieces as to how this regular woman could become able to do what she does at the end of the movie, basically. Right?
Yeah.
So for that much, I give it points. It's almost as I realize it now. It is almost as much about Natalie Portman's character as it is about V.
Yeah.
Like that, I didn't get in the beginning, but now I watching it a second time and like paying attention fully.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I get that. So, did you have any takeaways from it? Like,
no, I think it was more like, again, I kind of have the same thing. Like I think I only watched this once before, so this was like the kind of brand new watching it. And yeah, I feel like the story kind of rounds itself out. Was slightly long. I'll say that was my complaints. Like there were some dry spots in the movie and whatnot, but I enjoyed it for the most part.
did you like the action scenes? Because I think they were done pretty good.
Yeah, the action scenes.
I think
cool.
they were done pretty good.
His hair just made me laugh
Like-
because it was just weird. It was just like mad.
Yeah, it was a nice unmoving wig. Yes.
It looked like the designer for Incredibles.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what
True.
every time I saw it was there, I was like, no capes.
And he has a cape. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I will say the kind of ridiculous one point that's actually really ridiculous about this movie though was how many people live in that town and how y'all all get Guy Fawkes masks and hats. Come on. The end is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
With the streets filled with people, like how you all get those masks? What store sold that? Who made those?
You had that one
You
guy.
gotta
He's
be
like,
kidding
yes,
me.
I knew it. I knew when I invested in this, it would work out.
Yeah, he's like, he had a basement full. Like,
Yeah.
I was just waiting every day. Make one, cause you never know. But again, the unfortunate part is like you could just see the parallels to the real world in this movie. It wasn't at the time, but damn sure 2022 is like, yeah.
Yep.
Civil War in the U.S. They call it. The UK doesn't even call it the United States. They just call it whatever, like a mess of territories. Like it's some bad stuff went down. That's all I'm saying. And it is when you listen to some of the news reports in the movie, it's like, damn. What am I watching? The future? Am I Bishop right now? The future. That's all I'm saying. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Give this.
I'm gonna give it a 4. I didn't think I would like it as much, but I like a lot about the movie.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give it a 4.
We're just gonna. So your 4s contain of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, Road to Petition, Hellboy, and From Hell.
I could put it under League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go with 4 as well. I enjoyed the movie. I thought the acting was really good too. I like Natalie Portman. Most of the movies I like for her. She's actually quite good in them. So, yeah, I keep this as a 4 as well. Our next movie in this cast, it will be X-Men Last Stand.
Boo.
Oh, we got quite a few that's not that great.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. That's the only. That's the only good line in the movie.
So we got so the month of November we're going to kick off by X-Men 3 Last Stand. We have Superman Returns, we have Zoom Academy, Ghost Rider, and then Spider-Man 3.
Why couldn't it be Spider-Man 3 this week? That's all I gotta say.
We got the X-Men Last Stand, fucking Bruce Ratner's X-Men.
Yuck.
And
Scott Steiner does not care. Just
all right, guess we wrap this up. Be short and sweet this week.
yes, sir. Thank you for listening to another episode of the It Gets Better, I Swear podcast. Make sure you check us out anywhere and everywhere. RedCycloneInc. That is Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. That is YouTube. That is SoundCloud. That is Spotify. And we got a WordPress. So check it out.
Yep.
Where you at, Merc?
Follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch. All Merc with the mic. Also follow our Facebook pages, the RedCycloneInc, and the Wrestling Bible pages. We are very active on there, so definitely check those out as well. And shout outs to Popcorny Podcast. It's Top School Wop, our partner. He does the other cast with me. He has another cast called Popcorny. Definitely give him a follow and check him out, or send a middle finger to him and said I sent it. Other than that, peace out, laters, and always remember, follow the Jinkies.